Now we're ready to start writing formulas. Don't get scared. We're going to write some super simple formulas just to get started. So what I'm going to do here is put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, and then let's say that we wanted to add these numbers together. If I highlight one or two cells, it gives me the sum down here. If I have this selected, that means I just right click and make sum one of the options. I chose all of them. I see that the sum is 15. And of course, we can write a formula for that. The way we write a formula first is by typing equal sign. And then we click on a cell and we continue the formula. Plus this cell, plus on down the line. That's one way. You'll find it's the most tedious way, and we'll have simpler ways. Just for examples, the point of Excel is a visual calculator, so we can see we're totaling all these cells together. If you double click on the cell, you'll see the actual formula and how it's pieced together. These can be dragged. So now we just have 10 because we've chosen an empty cell rather than a 5. So let's take this one and include 2 cells. As you can see here, it has what's called a range. So you have A4 through A5. Now, is this going to recognize this as this plus this? No. As we can see, we get an unexpected result. So just know when you highlight a range, let's say we do equal sign, and click this range of cells, hit enter, it gives me an array, which is not what I want. We're not even going to get into that right now. Now what I can do is apply what's called a function. This is called the formula bar, and this is called the insert function button. So if I click on it, I get a different variety of things that I can choose from. Let's say sum. And yes, that is sum. And it is telling me that I can choose an array of cells. So in this regard, yes, you can choose an array because it's looking for that range of numbers and it knows to add them all together. Another way to write a formula is if you're up here in the formula bar, equal sign, sum, open the parentheses, click on the cells we want to sum. Say we want to sum these 3 and then this one. If I want to skip over this cell, I can hold down Control and then click on number 5. And after you've done that, you want to click enter. Obviously, you can go up here and hit the checkbox if you want. And basically, this is saying to total the numbers in the range A1 through A3 and also in cell A5. Usually when you're doing something in Excel that seems tedious, there's usually a better way. And usually that better way has to do with a function, which we'll get to in a bit. So if you need practice, pull up the mini Excel sheet, watch the video again, and walk through the steps like I showed you. Okay, we're back to our mini spreadsheet just to take a look at some more arithmetic kind of functions, basic math, right? So we have 1 through 5. If we type a formula, just go to an empty cell, hit equal sign, click on one of these cells and do or divided by, click on 2, we have 0.5. Division, right? Very simple stuff. Multiplication, choose a cell, asterisk, click on another cell, and we've got 6, 2 times 3. Exponents, equal sign, 3, let's do our caret, which is shift 6. Let's take that to the power of 4, which is 81. And, subtraction. 5 minus 4. Now for more complicated things, if we wanted to do one of those puzzles you might see on Facebook, we take equal sign 3 plus 4 times 2. We do our parentheses, and it does 14 for us, which is 3 plus 4 equaling 7 times 2, 14. What if we didn't have these parentheses here? By order of operations, it's done 11. First taking the multiplication. Not going to get into order of operations. Just know that parentheses makes a difference. Whatever you put parentheses in, it's going to do that first. So A4 times A2, it's taking 4 times 2 equals 8 plus the 3 to make 11. So when you're doing a string of cells, adding and dividing them, whatever, just be aware of that order of operations. So let's talk about referencing. This is a big one. I don't want to get too much into relative versus absolute references, but there are some things you should know. When anyone talks about relative versus absolute references, if you ever hear anyone talk about them, what they're referring to is the dollar signs. Maybe you've entered a spreadsheet before and you've seen dollar signs. What do they mean? Well, let's put it as simple as we can. If I have this formula equals sum, which is 15, and I drag or copy paste the formula. Let's drag it. Why does that number change? By default, Excel does relative referencing. What does that mean? It means when I made a box and dragged it, the reference goes along with it. Unless you lock it. How do you lock it? Dollar signs. Let me do this again with dollar signs. Equals sum. Highlight my stuff. And now I'm going to hit F4. Look what happened. Dollar signs. Dollar sign in front of the A, the 1, the other A, and the 5. So now I'm going to hit enter. Now when you're doing formulas, it's going to close the parentheses for you. Okay, I get 15. Let's drag it down. Look at that. Absolute referencing is what that is. There are variations to this, so just know that for more advanced lessons. You can lock only the columns, only the rows. So you might see a situation where, say we have 2 columns of this, put our sum, and I'm going to hit F4 once, put all the dollar signs, lock the entire box. I'm going to hit it one more time. It's only now locked the rows. So when I drag that, it's going to stay in the rows that it's in, but change columns. So let's hit enter. And if I copy it down, of course, it stays in the rows and the column because we're dragging in the same column. This might be something you want to try with me. But if I drag it side to side, okay, it still says 15, but this one says 0. Why? Because we have the rows, not the columns locked. See? So when you're dragging formulas, no need to write them a bunch of times. Just lock the correct references. Again, kind of an intermediate move here, but know what the dollar signs are, what they can do for you. The same thing applies when I copy and paste. I know I use the keyboard to write that formula. Please excuse me. I really should be using the mouse for everything, but in my further classes, I use only keyboard. I feel it's the most efficient and fun way to do Excel. So what I'm going to do here is take this and copy it. Again, I haven't locked these references. I haven't pressed F4 or put in any dollar signs. Again, you can type the dollar signs really if you want to, but it becomes tedious. F4 is a lot easier. I'm going to hit copy, paste it down here, and we get 0. Why? Because it has a relative box. Where do you think that box is going to be? Maybe about here. Right. But one thing to remember, that's for copy. If you cut it, paste it anywhere you want, it stays with that reference. So cut is going to keep the reference. Copy is going to make it relative. Now, again, this is kind of an intermediate concept. Thanks for bearing with me.